I'll be right back.
Yep, I'll just go on ahead then.
Of course.
Forgive me, my friends, but I must return to Megaduta for the time being. There I can better manage this crisis and dispatch my troops as the situation demands. In that case, we shall carry out an investigation of our own here in the city. Mayhap the residents can tell us more about the first set of transformations, and the conditions under which it occurred. If we can ascertain what exactly triggered these tragic events, it may give us some insight as to a possible solution. Time is of the essence. Let us split into 3 groups that we may cover more ground. Alice and I will see to Paxa's path. Dankard and Yashtola, pray make for Dharma. I'll leave Arthur and Graha to you, Green. Any information you can gather on our first blasphemy or the manifestation of the final days here in the city will be most helpful. When we have completed our respective inquiries, let us reconvene in front of Megaduta, that we might share what we have learned about with the satrap. Shall we be off then? Arthur is home to a high crucible alchemia, whose alchemists forged many of our warding skills. That seems to be as good as a place as any to begin our investigation, don't you think? I spoke briefly with Nuhadin, the chief alchemist there, on our last visit. He should be happy to answer our queries. Ah, I remember those red eyes. You were with those scions who commissioned the skills from us, yes? I welcome back you to the High Crucible. What brings you here in these troubling times? We were assisting with the satrap in investigating the crisis that plagues the city. Did you happen to catch sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was going about my work, I was disturbed by crashing footsteps so powerful that the very ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe what I beheld. The night sky was burning. Suddenly I heard panicked screams coming from the direction of Balshan Bazaar. The next instant, a monstrous beast poked its head out from amidst the stalls. A handful of the Radiant rushed to the scene, only to be sent sprawling as the fiend and its minions propelled themselves skyward. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the markets. This knowledge may prove useful. I thank you for sharing your tale. Well, I do believe we now know where we should inquire next. To the bazaar, then. Forgive me, my shop's closed until further notice. Needless to say, we've more pressing concerns these days. We have come down in search for wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you by chance witness anything? Afraid not, my friend. I was here the whole time and I only saw its little minions. Made a mess of the place, they did. While that was all going on, the great big one tore through the west side of the bazaar. You better luck asking there. So the matter, traveler. If you're lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated, but we are not lost but are in need of information. Am I sure anything about the gargantuan beast that rampaged through the bazaar? Aye, I saw it all, though I wish I had not. I was going about my work when all of a sudden a piercing scream cut through the air. Turned around, there was the fiend, its massive body bursting through that entry with the force of a tidal wave. Then it was gone as quickly as it came. Sisters have mercy, what is happening to the world? What am I to do? It's nowhere safe. Settle down, friend. The danger has passed, at least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? First I heard the screams, and a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a Marid, throwing people about like ragdolls, and was eating them. I hid under the counter, saw others do the same. The shrieking and wailing kept getting louder. More voices in the throng. Beasts or victims, I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening, I still don't. That is enough, my good man. You were brave to share with us your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible too has survived mostly unscathed. Pray stay close to your friends and loved ones, and rest your body and mind while you are able. I suspect that is the most we can expect the people here to tell us. I think it best if we find a place outside the bazaar where we might rest and review our findings. Judging by their accounts, the transformation had already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore through the west side of the bazaar and headed towards the Aetherite Plaza. In other words, the blasphemy may first have happened in this vicinity. That being the case, the people in that mayhem can surely tell us more. Going after that enormous beast, are you? Aye, I saw it. In the very instant that poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. Started over there by the window. Few men, merchants probably, talking and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, their leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands and the black mist was swirling about him. Then his whole body burst apart and there's such a hideous, slavering beast, massive and foul, all gaping mouths and bulging eyes. His friends start shrieking and the black mist comes again. The change takes them too. Stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Nightmarish indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who those merchants were? No, I'm a decorator by trade. Not much cause to mingle with their sort. Saw Amelia the barmaid chatting with them though. She might know something. Even after repairing all that damage, it'll take a bit while for business to pick up again. You mean the blasphemy? That's what the Radiant have been calling it. Anyway. I saw it too. We all did. I was standing here at the counter as Mary poured me a drink, when suddenly came this dreadful sound like a pained, angry groan. It's unlike anything I've ever heard. Turned around in shock, and from an ominous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. Well, as for what happened next, recall it sent shivers up my spine. Some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got its claws on me. But the sight that greeted me offered no solace. The blue sky turned red as blood. Mary, myself, and the other survivors clung to each other for dear life until the Radiant host came to our aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the sky began to burn. I'm certain of it. The windows were here offer a clear view of the sky, and I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage.
Oh, I see the other side. I'm behind because I got yeeted out. So I had to log back in and get karate again. So I was looking for the last person at the bazaar I'm supposed to talk to.
Ah, rip. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Mary's Mayhem. What can we get you? We have come not for libations, but rather for information. You are Milil, yes? We are investigating the so-called blasphemy on the satrap's behalf. We hear it was one of your customers, a merchant that first underwent the transformation. What can you tell us about him? He was something of a regular here, especially of late. Kalzal was his name. He ran his own consortium, dealing primarily in the exports of Thavnairian specialties. Why does that name sound familiar? It definitely rings a bell. Come to think of it, didn't you meet a Kalzal when you first came to Thavnair? If I recall correctly, he ran a trading operation in the Edlimat. It was through him that the Scions were acquainted with the fisherman Matsya. Yes, that is the same Kalzal, no doubt. Rather a successful man from what I gather. That said, it was clear he had fallen on hard times of late. Those ghastly towers popping up everywhere cannot have been good for business. Even now, with towers gone to collapse, the Empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market for luxuries is surely not what it once was. Trying times for the head of the trading consortium indeed. Kalza was a compassionate man. Even as his own business suffered, he did what he could to provide for the artisans, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell their wares. Indeed, that was the very topic of yesterday's meeting. As far as I could hear, yet as they discussed matters further, Kalzal's tone grew grave and grim, and then it was then that... Forgive me. I would not have you recall the memory if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual about Kalzal in particular? Please. Anything at all. Sorry, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help you. Kalzal lived for his work and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they too are lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbors know something I do not. I can direct you to them if you believe it would help. What do you say? Level up. Kalzal made his home in Kama, a nearby residential area. From what I gather, Kalzal lived there since childhood and was known throughout the neighborhood. Kama. That name is new to me. How do we get there? I'll write down some directions. I cannot promise that you'll find what you seek there, but if nothing else, it is a start. Come, let us see where this lead takes us. Let's see, after leaving the Mayhem, we're to retrace our steps and head back towards the Aetheroid Plaza. From here we ascend the stairs. Ah, this must be huge. In which case we should take the path leading southeast. If we keep going this way, we should arrive in Kama before long. Walking these unfamiliar streets are quite the adventure, is it not? I can only hope we can explore Ratzatan at our leisure once this crisis has passed. And this must be Kama. We've arrived at last. Let us begin questioning the residents without delay. No doubt some here can tell us more about Kalzal. Given recent events, I imagine many are taking shelter indoors. Kalzal, you say? Yes, I've known him since he was a boy. If there was ever a man who was born to be a merchant, it was him. Always early to depart and late to return. He spent his days procuring the finest wares and seeking out willing customers. You could say it came to him as easily as breathing. Sadly, business was flagging of late. No surprise, really, with how dangerous travel has become. He was cooped up in his house from dawn till dusk the other day, no doubt racking his brain for a way to turn his fortunes around. Then that night I heard a door open. I looked out to see Kalzal sitting on a bench, his head hung low. Man with weight of the world on his shoulders. I see. The situation must have been quite dire indeed. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary? Nothing to speak of, other than the troubles with his consortium. He was the same old Kalzal, cordial and honest, just like always. These questions you are asking, has something happened to him? He wasn't caught up in that terrible incident at the bazaar, was he? I don't travel much these days, but my daughter has told me not to venture outside. Stuck in here as I am, I heard little about these bizarre goings-on. Rest assured the city is safe for now, but the situation may change without warning. I urge you, stay close to your daughter, and be prepared to take refuge should the satrap order it. Could you back another time? I just woke up and I'm not exactly in the mood for idle chit-chat. Oh, that's one way to avoid a panic, I suppose. Pardon our intrusion. You may not have noticed, but a great danger has come to Thavnair. I encourage you to stay alert and to prepare to flee the city should the situation turn dire. But before we leave you in peace, pray allow us to ask a question or two. Did you know a local merchant named Kalzal? If so, did you notice anything unusual about him recently? Kalzal. I know him. In fact, we spoke just the other day. Like many others, his business was doing poorly. Still, it seemed as though he managed to turn things around thanks to a generous order from Rubeda Fibers. Why, he was practically dancing the streets. I haven't spoken with him since, but I assume it all went well. Gina Baha might be able to tell you more though, as I recall he was the one who brokered the arrangement. Gina Gina Baha had rubeda fibers. This sounds promising. Maybe it's all going to lead to something like perpetuating the knowledge of final days makes it likely to happen since everyone's thinking about it.
You know? But I do think it is more of like a flood of darkness,
Yeah.
just like how we had a flood of light in the first.
Yeah. And hurry, I say, there's no time to waste. Pardon me, but you weren't in charge of buying and selling here, yes? We have a few questions that we'd like to... I'm sorry, but I simply don't have time to chat. If you haven't noticed, we have our hands full at the moment. We must carry all our wares and equipment to safety before those accursed beasts return. In that case, might we be of assistance? Perhaps we could speak when the job is done. Very well. You can start by helping us move our equipment. Ask the others what to put where. And you can carry our fabrics. Go through that door and speak with Kamala. She'll tell you the rest. Remember, these textiles are our livelihood. Handle them with care. This area is for employees only. Out! Out! What's that? You come to help? Oh, praise be to Mindaruva. Kind stranger, I welcome your assistance. On your way here you passed 3 storehouses, yes? I'd like you to carry that small crate to Nabrif Hall, by the storehouse near the hatchery. The crate of clothing is for Manuha, and that massive crate there goes to Zaymera by the middle storehouse. Watch your back with that one. Those are all the crates we have ready. Once they have been delivered, consider your work here complete. There it is in. You come to the right place. Thank you for your aid. You have any crates of finished products such as carpets, clothing, and the like? Ready to bring them here to our primary storehouse. Crate full of clothing, is it? I can take that off your hands. Many thanks for the delivery. I say, you're quite the brawny one, aren't you? Good thing that. Never know when you'll need to defend yourself in these unpredictable times. Crate full of fabrics, is it? Exactly what I was hoping to receive. Here, let me put that away for you. You carried all the crates to the storehouses, you say? And so quickly too. Why, I've never seen anyone so strong. I and my associate will see to the rest, so please return to Jinabaha and assure him our work is proceeding apace. To tell the truth, we're grateful for this distraction. Too many terrible happenings of late, but generous souls like yourself give me hope that we may emerge from this trial even stronger. I pray we meet again in more peaceful times. Done as I asked, have you? If Kamal is satisfied with your work, then so am I. You've done us a great favor, traveler. I too have delivered the instruments and apparatus entrusted to me. You both have my thanks. With our wares safely stored away, we'll not lose any more to those fiends. I take it that your establishment did not escape the attack unscathed. We did not. Thankfully, most of our workers had already left for the day, but those of us still here saw it all. We looked at the burning skies in confusion, and then, before we could even begin to make sense of it, a hideous creature burst through the door, shrieking. We ran for our life, but one of my colleagues was not so fortunate. He cried out, screaming with such agony, such terror. The next instant, he too sprouted fearsome claws. The sight of it caused another fellow to panic, and then he too transformed. I'm sorry. There was something you wanted to ask? Indeed. You knew the merchant Kalzal, did you not? I believe he had some dealings with your establishment. Kalzal? I know him well. We'd arranged for his consortium to deliver a large shipment of fabrics, but in the end, we received a better offer and had to turn him down. I understand his business is struggling, but so is ours. Another of our most reliable trading partners agreed to transport the goods for a much smaller commission, and we'd have been fools to refuse. I felt terrible for withdrawing the offer, but you must understand we simply had no choice. He tried to put on a brave face when I delivered the news, but his dejection and despair were plain as day. He said he'd discuss it with his associates, but I could tell he'd all but given up hope. Dejection and despair. You remember what we saw in Vanaspati, yes? Soldiers and jungle dwellers pushed to the very brink, turning into beasts one after the next. It would seem the same phenomenon occurred here. The poor craftsmen attacked by the fiends, as well as those that witnessed it, all undergoing the change. I suspect everything began with Kalzal. By all accounts, it was he who suffered the most profound and piercing despair. Wait, could that be it? That such intense emotions were what triggered his transformation? Much remains unclear, but I believe we are drawing closer to an answer. At any rate, we must discuss our findings with the others. We were to reconvene with the others in front of Megaduta, were we not? That should be just outside. With any luck, they will have already returned from their own investigations. My friend, we must take our leave. I pray that your establishment is spared further tragedy, but remember, your lives are far more precious than any wares. If you're ordered to flee, do so without hesitation. Indeed. Thank you for your concern, and pray you to take care as well.
There you are. You've spoken with the survivors.
Indeed. We thought to share what we have gleaned, that we might together gain a greater understanding of present circumstances.
Fortuitous timing. Alize and I completed our own investigations not long ago.
Then we should take a moment to compare notes. Shall we begin with the two of you?
So the merchant Kalzal was gravely concerned about his business in the days preceding his untimely end.
The tales we heard were much the same. The first victims to be changed into blasphemies were all overcome with anguish of one manner or another. Then those who saw their loved ones stolen before their eyes succumbed to a similar panic, setting in motion a chain of transformations.
Fear, unease, despair. These negative feelings serve as a catalyst.
If so, then it is not unlike the calamity that befell the ancients. With their creation magics, they unwittingly gave form to untold horrors. Had they simply lost control, surely it would have manifested in many forms, not all of them monstrous. Yet somehow, this phenomenon is triggered solely by the darkness in their hearts, a common thread with what we now witness.
Common, but not identical. While the beasts the ancients faced were forged with magic alone, those of today are born of sentient beings. Why remains to be seen, but there is one fundamental difference between us and our predecessors. Our souls are sundered, whereas theirs were not. Perhaps that single variable makes all the difference.
If I may, there was another detail that troubled me. We have it on good authority that Karl Zahl's transformation took place before the skies began to burn.
What? If that's true, then the situation's more dire than we realized. It means even if there's no ominous sign presaging the final days, anyone, anywhere, has the potential to become a beast. Even in lands we thought safe, even as we speak.
Look! It's the satrap!
The satrap!
Thank the heavens!
My countrymen, I am relieved and heartened to see you strong and safe. While the danger has not yet passed, far from it, allow me to assure you that the beasts that raged within the city walls have been exterminated to the last. Outside this sanctuary, the brave men and women of the Radiant Host and our dragon ally continue to battle our unholy foes. I pray these tidings put your minds at ease and help you calm your hearts. Have faith that we shall soon conquer this terrible trial.
Your Excellency, is there any word from Palaka's stand? My grandson was bound for there yesterday, and I worry for his life.
We are still awaiting a report, but I promise you, as soon as I have aught to share...
Your Excellency, I bring grave news.
You are?
I'm Matsya of Akyali, a humble fisherman.
Ah, I remember you from our first visit.
Wait, you're... But no, that can wait. When the skies turned red, I set off for Palaka's stand, fearing for the safety of a friend. But as I drew near the village, I saw dreadful beasts all about.
No! Gods have mercy! Your Excellency! Save my grandson, I beg of you!
We will spare no effort to save all we can, but you must remain calm.
Calm? You tell me to be calm? You saw those beasts? They tore our bravest warriors limb from limb! What if we are too late, huh? They catch him, sink their fangs into him? The fangs! The screams!
Get away from her, now!
We've got to kill them before it spreads.
We'll handle this. See the townspeople to safety.
Run! As fast as you can! No! Vitra, our people, you must save them. My son.
Enough! You must run. For their sake and your own. Yes, you will survive. You must. Be strong, my friends! Fear not, for we will defeat these abominations! Brave men and women of the Radiant Host, lend your Stola and Thancred your aid. Let not a single beast escape. The rest of you, flee this place. Carry the wounded if you must. Head indoors or underground. Above all, stay calm. No beast will follow you. We will see to that.
Alphino! Alice! Leave the city to us, and make for Palaka's stand at once! Matsya, show my friends to the village! I promise you, they're more capable than the host's finest!
Right!
Go with them, will you? We will save these people. As many as we can.
We must save Palakistan, whatever it takes. Matsya, pains me to put you in harm's way, but I would ask for your aid as well. Of course! Palakistan is not far, just down that hill. But as I had told His Excellency before, the path was blocked by terrible creatures. I had no choice but to turn back. In that case, this is what we shall do. Green, I say you take the lead and dispatch any beasts that you encounter. Alice and I will keep Mattia hidden amongst the trees, and follow when the path is clear. There's no telling what dangers await us. Keep your eyes peeled. It cannot be. We must heal those we can, and quickly. I see no beast, but stay on your guard. Are these the only villagers who survived? I can only hope the others managed to flee, but if the rest have been turned to beasts, by the 12. Let's do what we can to see that the damage spreads no further, and no matter what comes, we must keep our spirits high, lest we ourselves suffer a similar fate. I can tend to the rest. Pray look after Mattia, know that what we have seen here weighs even heavier on his heart than ours. Oh, Green. This is Yerubet, the elder here. He is hurt, but praise be to the sisters, he still lives. Young Matsia here has told me everything. I have not the words to express my gratitude for your aid. When the heavens began to burn, we were afraid, but did our best to carry on as we always have done. Till today, when those unholy beasts came pouring into our village, a flood of midnight and death. There are no words to describe what followed. Men and women that I have known since they were babes struck down by the creatures, only to rise again to join the murderous horde, in the guise of those same hideous fiends. In the chaos, a handful of our villagers fled for their lives. We can only hope they have found their way to safety. Matsia, do you by chance remember Karasaf and the Mevan? The young couple who always want your freshest catches. How could I forget Elder? When I first came to peddle my wares, desperate to eke out a living, they showed me such kindness. Others shunned me as an outsider, as is their way, but Karasaf and Mevan bought my fish and sung its praises. They turned my fortunes around. Alas, I fear they are in terrible danger. Saw them running towards Agama Temple, one of those beats in close pursuit. They had their child, still but a tiny babe. To elude these fiends while caring for one so young is an impossible task, surely. I beg of you, go to their aid. I want to help them. I am but a fisherman. I cannot face beasts on my own. Will you come with me? Phew, thank you. Agama Temple lies to the west of here. We must hurry. Temple is just ahead. It was built by those who worship Saint Agama, but has sadly fallen to disrepair in recent years. If my friends made it this far, no doubt they are hiding somewhere amidst the ruins. No, please, stay back! Oh. That was Karasov. Oh no, this is not good. I'll take a look. Please do. The cry came from the ruins. We must hurry. The man lies motionless on the ground, bearing a grievous wound. I'm sorry, Green. I tried to stay behind, but I couldn't. No, it cannot be. Someone, anyone. My arms, so heavy. My legs, cannot feel my legs. My wife, fled with our daughter. Need to find them. Need to be with them. We need... Karasov! No, Karasov, you must stay strong! Thought I had. I don't want to die. Thank you. Please, find them. Mervan still lives, and she has her child. We must search the jungle between here and Palakastan. There's nowhere else she could have gone, I think. Forgive me, Karasov. Once you have saved your wife and child, we will return and lay you to rest. Did you see any sign of them? I found nothing. Perhaps the beasts had chased them farther from the village. Oh gods above, I beseech you. Pray deliver Mervan and her little one to safety. Meanwhile, the skies above Thavnair.
No more enemies to trouble us here.
It's me. How fare you below?
Understood. I will inform Vritra.
Chaos and panic sweep Raz-Zatan, and many more have succumbed to the transformations. Amidst the fray, Ahawan fell, protecting a grief-stricken father. My friends fight alongside your Radiant host to secure the capital. Beasts have been sighted in Palakastan as well.
We have divided our forces in hopes of quelling the threat there. Of small solace is that we now know what triggers the transformation. As my companions tell it,
so it is the very fear and despair in their hearts which inflicts this abhorrent punishment upon them. A nightmare from which my children will never awake. O capricious and cruel fate, they are undeserving of such condemnation.
will you wallow in sorrow or rise to the occasion? Razat Khan is leaderless. Before he passed, Ahawan sought to reveal the truth to his people. Honor his wishes.
To what end? To breed a new conflict between dragon and man. These claws could reduce thee to shreds with a touch. These jaws crush thy bones to dust. Only through my proxy could I walk with my children. Without him, I am a bringer of fear, no different from the beasts which beleaguer them.
Perhaps so. Only in death were Hraesvelgr and Shiva united. Indeed, whenever man and dragon have come together, death has ever been the inevitable result. It was our fear of your kind that sparked a nigh-endless war. Fear and hate of which Nidhogg drank deep as he laid waste to my homeland. And in turn, I took my revenge on his brood. Blood for blood, pain for pain. I thought nothing of theirs, only of mine. And yet, were the chasm between us too vast and too deep, Hraesvelgr would not have borne Isael to battle and our rescue. He would never have entrusted a mortal champion with one of his eyes, and the Dragonsong War would still rage on. And I would still wage a never-ending war of violence and vengeance. The future of our star be damned. I cannot speak for Ahawan's greater goals, yet I know that he served you, served your people, long and true. In this time of unprecedented crisis, he turned to you. You could do worse than to place your trust in him. It will not be easy, but the future of Razat Khan hangs in the balance. We have company. The hour has come, Vritra! It's all or nothing!